everyone, we're back and we're going to go straight to Mike in Ormond Beach. Hi, Mike. How are you?
Pretty good, Basil. Basil, I got into AMD the other day around $20, and I had two targets. The first target I had was the 2275, which was the bottom of the gap. And then my other target was, if it got through that one, my next target was going to be the 50-period exponential moving average around 2377. But I was just watching it on a 30-minute chart, and it looked like it kind of made a top. What's your opinion? Do you think we could get to those two other targets that I just mentioned?
So I'm really pleased you brought this up because I looked at some of the other semiconductors, and I forgot to look at Advanced Micro. And one of the reasons why I should have looked at Advanced Micro, because of whatever their product cycle is, whatever had worked for them, had just been an amazing thing. From $9.04 back in April, the week of the 9th of April of this year, this darn thing soars to $34.14. It is incredible. And I've spoken about this with Advanced Micro Devices, AMD trading at $21.75, up $1.07 right now, up 5%. Now, I'm going to show a chart. Maybe you can't see it, but for those looking in Tiger Den, and for Tiger TV, you'll see that when Advanced Micro Devices makes its key top, either at a peak F back in 2000, it went to 48.50. I think this is split, but let's call it 48.50. It pulled back. Within 2 years, it was trading down at about $4. And then from $4, it has a tenfold increase and goes to 42.70. March of 2006. Pulls back, comes back down, it goes a little lower this time, it goes to $1.62. Then again at a peak D, it has a rally, goes to about $9.60, and then it pulls back to the most recent low, and the most recent low I think is somewhere around $1.65. And then what does it do? It has a spectacular rally and goes up into the 30, what did I say it was, 31, yeah, 31. So it has, 34. So it has another spectacular run to the upside. So in the monthly chart, I know you asked me on a short-term basis, but I just wanted to go through this to say, excuse me, that for Advanced Micro Devices, when the cycle ends, it seems to end just as quickly as this Eiffel Tower in the weekly. It's gone down even quicker than it went up. So what I'm going to say to you is, you're in at 20. My thinking right now is that I would protect my entry point no matter what. And now we can go from a break-even worst-case trade to what's the potential. Now this is a leg B to the upside, but it hasn't filled that gap, the exact gap that you're talking about, which is, what did we say it was, 2270 something, 2275.
Yeah, 2275 was the bottom of that gap.
So if I'm looking at the 100, I know you spoke about the 30. I just wanted to go to this. So if I'm looking, here it is. So it goes A, B, C. So it's at a leg D right now in the 120-minute chart. MACD is good. Stochastic's not that good. So now I can go to the shorter time frame. Let's see where I've got a 30-minute chart. 30-minute. I'll run through this quickly. 30-minute. Oh, I can do this. Here we go. We'll go here. I think this is the chart that I wanted to know. It's not the chart that I wanted to look at. There we go. I've got a chart right here. I'm going to hope that I've got this one correct. There it is. Okay. I'm changing this to a 30-minute chart, and we'll have all our evidence right in front of us. So the 30-minute chart says 2229 and 2285 are the upside resistances. And the big support was back at 1865, and that was, the low was, in fact, right there in the 30-minute chart. At 10:30 on the 5th, the low was 1888. So that's worked well. It's gone right through previous resistance levels. It's pulling back a little bit. So you know what I'm going to do? I would not be surprised if this huge move in the Dow and the S&P in leg B stalls a little bit by tomorrow, that we start to see some kind of a pull. It doesn't have to be deep, but a bit of a pullback. So I'm going to say to you, if you've got a point profit, what I would recommend is either you could raise the stop immediately on a part of your position, say to,
Right.
I wouldn't give it too much because it's 2168, 2150, saying, you know what, I'm pretty sure that part's going to be taken out. But then what it does is it allows you to have your cash in hand. And if there's a pullback based on my 120-minute chart and based on what you're looking at and based on what I'm looking at, and if you don't mind, I'm going to go to my little E-mini chart and I'm going to put in advanced micro devices. We're starting to get that little pullback that I was talking about. But let's go to AMD. AMD right there. So yes, I'm looking at it. It's at 2171. Oh, I'm not going to change what I said before. So I'm going to do this. Because you asked me the question, it means that you're a little bit nervous about what's going on right now. So I'm going to say to you, why not, Mike, take some of your profits. Maybe you can even do it in thirds. 1/3 now.
Right.
And if it rallies to the end of the day, where you put your stop in, that could be the stop overnight into early tomorrow morning. And if that gets stopped out, you've still got your 1/3 position with a break-even trade. Why do I say that? Because the semiconductors have been the laggards. The strength that I looked at in the ones that I actually focused on over the last 2 days says to me this is more an oversold bounce than a real, at least that's what I'm thinking right now, than a real rally.
Kind of what I thought when I got into it. I wasn't going to get married to it. I just wanted to pick up a few points.
And Michael, what I'm really looking at is, oh, and there it is. And my automated Chapman wave projections, 2150 is the support to watch on the 10-minute chart. What I wanted to say to you is the semiconductors should have been where people ran in for 2 reasons. One is, excuse me, they were so oversold, they should bounce. And number 2, if they were to bounce, then your previous big leaders like Applied Materials and Advanced Micro Devices, even though I believe it's in an area in the semis that the others weren't in, that's why it lasted so long and it did so well, they should have been doing much, that my opinion is they should have been doing much, much better and they're not. So I protect, and if fortunately, let's say it holds everything today, it doesn't even take you out on one of your positions. Let's see what happens overnight. If there's another gap up, Advanced Micro Devices should hit your target very quickly, and then I would start to exit because that's your goal. Stick with your plan, and I think your plan is a really good plan because we're looking at the gap being filled, and 2266 was a support that was just, it plunged through that. So that whole 2275 area, if it can close above that this week, Advanced Micro Devices says, hey, I've got enough energy to go a little further. I think you've got a really good plan.
All right, Basil, well, thank you very much. And a lot of my good planning comes from all the years I listened to you. So thanks again for being a good teacher.
Thank you very much, Mike. I appreciate that.